Hey guys, welcome in this new video. I hope that all of you are doing great. In today's video, I want to talk about something that holds many people back into their trading and that basically just mess up with your mind and obviously with your results after that. So let's actually get right into it. Make sure as well you are subscribed to the YouTube channel if it's not already done. I would surely appreciate it, and you can also leave a like under this video. So in this video, I want to talk, as I said, about a concept that I've never mentioned in my YouTube videos, and that I think is actually very relevant to talk about. I just came up with the idea about 20 seconds ago and I decided to record this short video just for you guys. So basically, this is, and the topic that I will bring is something that I've seen affecting many traders. And when I say many traders, it's most of them, right? At least 90% of traders suffer from this, let's say, mental bias, this cognitive bias. Okay, if you guys are familiar a little bit with psychology, well, you know that we have bias in our mind that basically makes us do logical mistake and that are playing against us in order to achieve what we want to achieve. Okay, so if you've never heard of that, I will let you do your research. You can go read about that. It's very interesting, the cognitive bias, and you will see how basically our mind, because of evolution, is sometimes playing against us. Anyway, so in this video, I want to talk about one specific bias. I will not cover all of them because there are many different bias. But in this one, I want to talk about the law of large numbers, or we could also say the law of small numbers. You could see it, both ways, and it basically is the same thing. So what is it, right? What is this bias? Well, the idea is that I will go with the law of small numbers, okay? So the idea is basically that if you have a very small amount of data, what most people are, going to do, they are going to generalize something because of this small amount of data, okay? But that generalization, of course, will be wrong, because in order to be able to generalize something, you will need a lot of information, okay? Let's say that you do a survey and you want to know how many times people eat in one day. Well, if you just ask this question to 5 people, is your answer going to be, good for the general population? Well, no, because it's only 5 people. It's a very selective group. So in order to be able to generalize this, you will need to ask thousands of people. And then you will have so much data that you will be able to see basically where is the average in that and what are the extremes of the potential answers. You understand? So it's the same thing in trading. And here's what happens. So I'll give you a practical example. Let's say that you are a new trader or even an intermediate trader, it doesn't matter. Let's say that you do your analysis on the market. Let's say that you put a trend, okay? So I'll put a photo right over here of what I mean so you'll understand better. Let's say that you place a trend like this. Let's say that after the market breaks out of the trend, retest the trend and then continues to the upside, okay? And let's say that you decided to buy at the retest level of the trend, and let's say that as a first trade that you did like that, let's say that it worked, okay? So now you will start to gain confidence into this style of trading because you did it once and it's working. So let's say that you redo this, a second time, and let's say that the second time also works, okay? You do this a third time, it also works. So every time that it works, you basically gain confidence into this trading setup. And if you let this affect you, you will be then biased by the law of small numbers. You will think that just because something worked 2 or 3 times in a row, you will think that it will always work and that it will be amazing and that you will become a super successful trader because of this small amount of data. Okay, that is what we call the law of small number. You will have very few data and you will generalize because of this. And I'm telling you right now, most of you guys are doing this. Most people who are watching this video are doing this, and you're not doing this on a conscious level, you're doing this on a subconscious level, right? Once again, as I said before, these bias are logical mistakes that we make, but it's not mistakes that we tend to make or that we want to make, right? Those are mistakes that we don't even recognize if we don't really think about them and go deep about the topic, you understand? So that's basically the idea. So you have to be very, very careful about this law, simply because it can mess up your trading, right? Because let's say that you do, as I said in the example, you take 1, 2, 3 trades, the same type of setup, and they all work. Well, let's say that you let this affect you, right? Let's say that you think that this setup will always work and that you are, the best trader in the world. What are you going to do? You're going to increase your risk. And this is when you're going to lose money, right? And that's what happens to most people, They find 1 good trade, 2 good trades, 3 good trades, they think that they're a genius, they increase their risk, and then they blew their account, right? That's the situation of most people. So, and all of that, all of this that I just said comes back to one simple principle, which is the law of small numbers. So you see, just by understanding this bias, you will be able to not let this affect you and maybe save your trading account, maybe not lose a lot of money, right? So I really hope you guys understand the power of this, because it really is important. So you cannot generalize the information based on a small amount of data, okay? And that is why, in trading, we always talk about practicing, right? Backtesting a strategy, testing it for very, very, very long. Trading the same way on 100 trades, 200 trades, 500 trades. It seems very big when you say it like that, but it is what it takes to have a general idea of how the strategy could work, because if you just do 10 trades, well, you never know, right? Like, you could win the 10 trades or you could lose the 10 trades, and it would not be representative of basically the reality of the situation. And so if you have a large amount of data, as I said, if you test your strategy on hundreds of trades, well, the law of probabilities will come in place. And so because of that, you will have a pretty close representation of the type of results that you could actually get by trading the way that you did. So that's basically the idea. So, this video, out of that, just to say that make sure you backtest whatever way you're trading. Make sure that you have a solid amount of data to be able to tell precisely what are the results that you are going to get. Make sure that you don't get tricked by your own mind, because this is what happens to most people, and make sure that you always look at things from a logical and rational perspective. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you learned something from it. If you did, well, you can share it around. I would truly appreciate it, and you can also leave a like under this video. So on that, take care, trade with care, manage money well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.